Okay, be live. I decided to test new streaming setup. I think I mentioned this at some point that I have used to making most of my vlogs, private videos, mm, without the VR headset because, well, it's more comfortable. I have just used the phone and I wanted to start doing these lives or really just vlogs with just a camera. But yeah, now is the first time I use my laptop. I don't know how the stream will go. Is it smooth or anything? Because I have only two cores on my laptop and I'm trying to record or stream at 180p. Might not handle that. Also, I'm using a microphone that I bought some time ago. I haven't used this on previous lives because for some reason it doesn't work well with my PC. But now I tested this with my laptop and works fine. I think there might be some problems with my PC's input ports. But yeah, I will probably look into that and start to use this microphone when I'm using the VR headset as well. Then I don't have to rely on having the VR headset on all the time because right now if I use it as a microphone also it needs to be connected and on. If I take it off, then no sound will come. But yeah, because I'm using my laptop, I don't have the usual stream layout. It's 10:43 p.m. and I don't plan on making long live. I just wanted to talk about some stuff that I have been thinking for a couple of days, what I have done. I planned on, or I considered making private log, just use the phone, record with that. But then I thought about it and wanted to start a public live and stream it on YouTube straight away because that's the direction. I don't want to make any private lives any or videos anymore, vlogs. I think I didn't make any stream yesterday. So yesterday and today I have been trying to build the Ajarak, which I mentioned on the previous live, and that is very demanding. That's very hard. It uses all the power and willpower motivation. So I didn't have energy to start streaming or do in general that much. To summarize or to say shortly, I have woken up and then tried to think about the Ajarak, and then after a few hours, I have taken a nap. I think yesterday I took 3 or 4 naps in total because it's so demanding. Trying not to do anything else. I get constantly these signals that, hey, I want to watch YouTube, or watch porn or something. So what I have done, what I have tried to do is just sit down, not listen to music, and don't look at anything interesting, which in my own home is pretty easy because I have just white walls and pretty boring layout. And then try to push myself to use that, to start visualizing, start using my imagination. And then when it gets too hard, then I decide that, hey, do I want to take a nap? Do I want to lay down and then continue trying to use the Ajarak? But now I can fall asleep if I want. Mm. I have talked about Ajarak that I have been building it for years, probably 3.5 years now, and I haven't been able to take it or start using it actively. I have just tested it, and for small periods, I have been using it for some parts of it, but it has never worked properly for a long time. And every time there is a pause, like a few months, when I activate it again, start to have motivation to try again, I change it. I start again or change how it was previously. And that happened today or yesterday also, that I I started from nothing and just started to build something. And of course, what I'm now rambling about is not shouldn't even be clear for anyone who would be listening to this before I have made a proper video about Ajarak, what it is, and show visuals how it looks like, use it. But but yeah, uh, so this version, or so yeah, wait, I wrote some notes yesterday. Yeah, so it was very hard, very difficult, and it seemed like it was harder than before, which is concerning. Why? Harder to build, start building it. So how it begins is that there is nothing, empty canvas, just black, nothing. And then I started to put something there, visualize some shapes, maybe visualize, okay, what is my biggest goal in life? Put it there, symbolize it somehow, or just try to remember or kind of have a feeling that it's there and I can look at it and then I can it has a location and then put something else and continue putting stuff there, building it with your imagination. Try to visualize them, try to remember them, and then connect them to each other. And the priorities should all, of course, be the most important things that I use. So, for example, scheduling. How is to what do I do tomorrow? What time is it now? How do I visualize that? So, scheduling, time management, that should be pretty middle, I think, or good spot. And then something like something very technical that I don't think about all the every time or every day. They can be outside, so they don't have to be that that center. But that's basically how it goes. And then just add more things like, hey, my physical life, eating, sleeping, drinking, and then my property, what do I own, maybe friends, family. So people and yeah, I'm not going to explain everything that's there now, but what I yesterday, so it was very difficult to start. I just couldn't start it, and I didn't know what to do, but I was able to not do anything else. So just keep trying. And then I figured it out what was the best way. And that was that I think about something and then kind of throw it just there. And I don't have to build it. I don't have to think about, okay, where should it be relationship, relation to the other already built features or areas. But I will just throw it there and forget it. And then the next thing, throw it there. If I, which happens a lot, when I forget the Ajarak and then go into some thought rabbit hole, normal thoughts, when I realize that, hey, wait, I should use the Ajarak, what I can do is try to think, okay, what did I just think? And then start throwing those items to the Ajarak and kind of try to move closer and closer to actually using the Ajarak or thinking through Ajarak. And that worked very well. That instead of having a lot of pressure that every thought I need to know where to build and I need to focus on them a lot, I will just throw them and have very little pressure. That worked very well. Uh, it's interesting because Using the Ajarak, building the Ajarak is very hard if I'm trying to do that. But if I'm kind of avoiding it, trying to avoid it, then it's easier. Not easy to explain, but that's the case. I'm kind of not sure if this stream is any or if it is smooth or not because the previews I see are very bad looking. So I'm just checking if I can watch this on my phone view channel. How is it looking like? It's basically how it goes, and then just add more things like, hey, my physical life, eating. Yeah, it's not looking very good. Can I change the? I don't think I can change the resolution on the go. Probably not. Video, yeah. Okay. Well, I don't show anything that important, anyways. But yeah, then I got the Ajax for building it a little further. Then when I started to have some ideas, okay, this stuff should be here on the bottom, then started to group elements. I faced the next problem, which is very difficult for me handling a lot of different things at the same time, trying to figure out the orders, keep them on my memory. That was hard. And also trying to visualize. So on previous versions, I have kind of visuals frames, a lot of frames and dividers, and those are not easy to visualize because they kind of break easily. Of course, when I first have a vision of layout, I can, yeah, I can build it, but the next time I don't remember exactly what layout was. So visualizing that is more difficult. And then changing it also is quite difficult if I have the frames. I have to imagine, okay, now the frame is different, different size portion. But the other interesting thought that I have or discovered that I haven't used before, or at least to this extent, was that what if instead of building the frames, I just use dots, a lot of nodes, just dots and not huge frames. Frames take space, in my view, and it, they are quite difficult to visualize all the time. So in time, this view will have hundreds of elements. So trying to remember, visualize different frames is difficult, but dots, this was this was an interesting discovery that those work very well. So instead of using the frames, I just have dots, which are very easy to visualize. They don't take that much brain power, and also connections are way easier to do. I don't need to think about the exact positions. So with dots, yeah, it's about there next to that. Everything is just a dot, and then everything is also expandable. So I kind of want to visualize 2D plane, that everything is on that plane, but and they are just dots. Because dots I can have hundreds, even thousands in the same view. But if I want to, I can just expand anything. I can expand them, move them around. But yeah, dots as a core feature or way of imagining the relations, connections, that was very nice discovery. And now today I have tried to continue building it, but yeah, it's not easy. I am feeling a little, is it withdrawal symptoms of not being able to listen to music, watch porn. Although I, like an hour ago, just watched maybe hour and a half VR videos, VR K-pop. I decided that it was okay, but now I can't listen to music anymore for most time or any other time I haven't. It is difficult to go against the body kind of. Also, I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm eating below 1,500 kilocalories. I'm always hungry, so that's another area that I have to fight. And then other stuff that I have been doing. Yesterday, I thought that I have an external drive, backup drive, that I have around 2 terabytes of my logs stored. I thought that, hey, I want to encrypt this drive. I researched it a little bit and then decided to use Veracrypt. I started to crypt the file, but it just took too long. I don't remember what it suggested, but it was like 12 hours to encrypt an empty drive, so there was nothing there. And I decided, hey, it's not worth it. Uh, and I keep the drive here, so if someone breaks in, wants to get the external drive and all of my videos, they can without any encryption. But it's 4,000 hours worth. I don't think many people would be interested watching them. And even if someone would share everything that's there, I don't mind. But yeah, that was kind of a waste of time. And then I had already erased or formatted the 4 terabyte drive, so I decided, or I took into use free file sync software program that I use to sync my files that are on my computer's HDD 4 terabytes as well. So from there to the backup drive, and it took some time. Then today I decided that I want to start backing up my blogs with terabytes to the cloud. I have 2 terabytes of Google Drive space, but before I upload anything, I want to make them files smaller. So I did quick research, and what was the app that I'm using? It was Handbrake app to compress the files even more than they are now and change the codec to H.265. I tested the AV1 as well. It had larger file size than H.265, so I went with that. And now for the last 8, 9, 10 hours, my computer has been on and working hard to compress the files and change them. I don't know. I can say re-render, but should be close to 100 videos soon, and it will take maybe around, what would I say? At the beginning, it compressed 16 gigabytes per hour, but then it only compressed like 7 or 8 gigabytes, and I have 2 terabytes worth. So let's say 10 gigabytes per hour will take 200 hours. So my plan is that I will have my computer doing that work for the next week, non-stop. Let's see if I can sleep well with that noise. But then it's done. I with the app doesn't work very well, at least for me. Should have automatic file naming. I didn't get it working, so I'm doing everything manually naming them again. But yeah, I'm very happy that I started that project, and then I already uploaded to 2 months videos. So 2022 January and February, the cloud, and then I will just go in order. And then when I have compressed the month, then I will add that to driver. I will do some or stream with the PC. So I will then probably pause the queue and do the stream and then continue. So I'm now using the tablet. So I now have physical monitor connected to my PC because it's just easier to see the progress without putting the VR headset on. I think I will continue keeping it on connected. Doesn't really matter. And I have kind of used three 4K monitors as my setup. So that's the tablet is only full HD. I thought that I wanted 4K, but no, it's fine, especially as a secondary monitor. So maybe the primary can be 4K. Even that I changed to 1440p because Quest 3 headset does so 4K is the resolution of the lenses. But if I'm not watching music videos, not just watching normal YouTube videos or working, then in a normal view, it's closer to 1440p anyways. So I'm not using that 4K. So yeah, I did some changes there. Okay, I think I will. The stream is lagging. I don't want to continue this too far. I will just talk about quickly. What if I change the bit rate? That I can change on the fly. Output. I don't know why I put 10 megabytes, but let's do half. Might might help. Uh yeah, so one topic that I also put to the title of this stream, becoming a creator slash developer. For my whole life, I have been observer and I haven't felt big need to do to make my own stuff. That's one reason why I'm doing this life work, that I don't have anything more important than this. So I want to offer my resources, my skills, my time, and let others decide what projects that I should do, what should I focus on. But for years I have had vision that uh, I would at some point I would become a developer, creator. So instead of just taking art in, taking or consuming video games, media, I would start creating them. And Ajarak from the beginning has been the tool to be more creative, for me to make it easier to think and create. And today, as I was trying to use the Ajarak, I got to a point where I'm pretty happy. So I have a good feeling of where important areas are, how it's structured. I started to think, okay, what's next? I I started to look for motivation, just overall feelings. How do I think about Ajarak? How does it feel to use it? And then from some route, I got to the developer idea that had what would it mean if I became a developer and also leader of my own life. I don't think I have thought about this on stream, so even in theory, no one could understand what I'm talking about, but it's not important. Just want to, yeah. Uh, I might be too tired to continue, but that, yeah. I have mentioned many times that I have kind of sacrificed a lot for this life work vision. One example is one example would be nature. I would like to spend more time on nature, but I have just sacrificed. No, I won't do that. One is ultra marathons, which is specific, but I like running. I would like to train and run more, but it just takes too much time. I've decided, hey, I will put humanity first. I have, I'm, I'm okay with the fact that I would never find a partner. So I'm sacrificing my future family. I'm sacrificing kind of food currently. One reason why I'm losing weight is I think, well, it is kind of better for for nature that I'm eating less, but also it's to boost my productivity, efficiency. I have given out a lot of stuff from my partner apartment, not because I like minimalist minimalism, which kind of I do, but the main reason was life work. That without many furniture, it's easier to think. And I don't like to think. So without need for this life work, I wouldn't be thinking that much. I would just do more, be in nature, run, or have a normal job, find a partner. I wouldn't want to think, but that's what I need to do if I will ever get this feeling away that I want to help humanity or I need to help humanity. So yeah, but I have been sacrificing a lot, and I have been in this mindset that I would rather do something else. My ultimate vision, perfect life, would be pretty normal, but it would have to include the knowledge and trust that humanity goes the good direction. I don't have that trust. So that's why I'm doing this life work. And I'm sacrificing everything, that perfect vision, because I don't have a choice. That feeling is too strong. But even to this day, I still kind of cling to that vision that maybe someday, or maybe I'm a bit sad that I will never achieve that, but I'm holding on to it. But especially today, I thought about forgetting it, moving on from it, and choosing this life work and the life that comes with it, and forget the other vision. That now that I am already this or very deep into this, even though I haven't created that much, that I can show others the development that I have done on my brain, to myself, to my life for the past few years. They have been huge. And I haven't seen, I don't remember when I had other options than this. It hasn't, for the past two years at least, I have been moving towards this without any other alternative. So I think it's time to, what is the word? Give up on the original vision, perfect life vision, and start embracing this life. Is the other better? Well, you could argue that in my case, well, my life's fundamental or life is fundamentally without meaning. There is no real meaning objective. So no, no one is better, but the vision of nature, let's say, code name, that that would have been the life that I would have chosen. It it's more natural for me, but not anymore. I have already done so much work that now I don't know if I even can choose it then anymore. So what is this life work vision? This vision that I have chosen, this life path, it's a city. So choices are nature and city. I have chosen city, which would look like I maybe live in a few square meter apartment. I'm using VR headset. I'm constantly online working on technology, not having a lot of good friends, maybe thinking about philosophy, psychology, very large topics, complex problems, dilemmas, being involved with everything, taking in information a lot, going with the technology, AI, everything. So that vision, yeah, I wouldn't have chosen if it wasn't for this weird feeling needing to help. But of course, it is also very interesting. I like coding a lot. Whenever there is some project that I can use my time on and get progress, get deep into code and understanding the logic, it's very fun. And I can find happiness from anything, even even stuff that I'm very bad at. So that won't be a problem, but still currently there are a lot of unknowns and uncomfortable tasks, like the thesis. So yesterday I managed to do two 45-minute sessions where I didn't really continue it. I migrated my notes from docs files to Obsidian Markdown. So now they are easier to navigate. I can use tabs that you can't with Word files or LibreOffice Writer that also doesn't have tabs. I don't know why, but yeah, thesis is not easy. It requires it will require a lot of self improvement, development, and of course, individually, any of the or development, self development wouldn't be that hard, difficult, but I feel that pressure or the pressure of change from many directions. Many I just ignore, but hey, I feel the pressure is not big enough, and then I will actively do something that creates even more pressure. This Ajarak has been very difficult. Without me deciding to stop listening to music, watching porn, I couldn't have done that. So it's very delicate, difficult. I think that explains very well if I have to nap multiple times a day. I'm just getting too tired. I need to lay down. So this life work, this vision needs a lot of self improvement still. But I'm getting to a point where it's feeling, it's starting to feel really good, especially when I get this IRAC working properly. So right now it is in a very good state, but I'm not. What I'm missing is more powerful me. Ajarak, because I am the one who just reacts. I have used to just consume. When I'm using the Ajarak, it kind of feels like I'm activating it, so visualizing it, going to the mindset, which requires certain state of consciousness, and then I'm waiting for something to happen. But that's not how Ajarak works. I need to use it. I need to be actively using it. I just can't go there and wait. I think that is one main reason why I haven't got it working before, because I have been using it wrong. I can't wait. I have to use, but then I try to seek motivation for it, and it's not there, or it's not very strong. I have mentioned how this feeling of needing to do this life work is not very strong motivation, but it's still there. It's like a snail constantly moving towards me, but I can easily outrun it. But still, it's always so I can't ignore it. So right now I have a very good foundation of Ajarak, which enables immer, immense, wait, enormous amount of creativity. It's the difference between not or using the normal brain and normal way of thinking and me using the Ajarak is enormous. I have tried to come up with some number 2x, 10x. It's it's very difficult to say because some things I can't do without Ajarak. So how do I the number to it? But I have this foundation ready. It's pretty empty. Then I have my life kind of cleaned. It's becoming cleaner and cleaner when I get those files figured out, backed up to the cloud, and then I will do more cleaning up on the computer. I have already sold almost everything that I can from my apartment. I feel very, very not empty, but also free that I can take a step. Now I have less things to consider. They're not on the way, so I can take new thoughts, new initiatives, start new projects. I have all this ready. I have the resources. Yeah, I have the energy, but what I lack is just someone take advantage of that. I don't I don't see anyone or people becoming interested in my work anytime soon because I will take some time to create those first videos. Then even then, I'm not that fascinating person. I don't speak well, although for the videos I will record many, many times probably. But still, I don't expect that huge audience. So I need to find stronger person or a stronger leader and creator developer in me. All right. Okay. No, that was wrong. Incorrectly said because I haven't tried to find it, and I think it was a year and a half ago, or half a year ago, maybe just this year, that I figured out I can't find it because it's not there. It needs to be built. From my birth, I just haven't been that person, and I haven't grown, become that person who creates, who is a developer, who's a leader. I've always just been bystander and an available resource. So instead of finding it, I need to create it. That's very interesting thought that I have, or it's also a question, do I have ability to change such a fundamental feature of me? Can I become this creator and at least inner leader that I vision? That will be seen. I haven't figured out that yet. I just wanted to mention this, talk about it out loud. That's why I started this stream. But yeah, I will see what thoughts here, how the Ajarak evolves. Will I face some problems, depression? Is it possible? No, I don't face depression, but something else. Maybe problems with Ajarak. I can't handle it, or it's too slow to use something. The developer thought or leader, is it possible? Is it necessary? Not really, but I have had this vision becoming a developer. I don't mean developer, but in life, developer creator. I have had that vision for years. Is it possible to become one? Also, motivation. So, where do I get my motivation to live or do anything, push myself? My philosophy is very simple. I have mentioned that probably many times that it's basically just there's no meaning, there's no God. We are living now and then we die at some point, might be of old age, or someone might shoot me on the street. I don't mind that. Um, and then where to get motivation? Well, I get motivation from this moment, this body of mine that has the feelings, has the mechanisms that I get joy eating, running, solving puzzles, coding, talking, and all basic biological stuff. Yeah, because and then I get motivation from death as well. So that's always there. If I want to have motivation, I can. When I think about the nothingness after death and reality in a very large scale, when I get back to this reality that hey, I actually live now, then it gives me a rush of motivation every time. That was very interesting discovery half a year ago that I found this infinite well of motivation and excitement. Every time that I do that properly, I start to smile because the opportunities, possibilities in this life to find joy, find small meanings, immerse myself into art or work, they're exciting. They're, yeah. But that motivation is very temporary. I can't use it to build my character. I can't use it to maintain Ajarak or anything like that. So what gives me motivation to push against my biology? I mentioned how much I have sacrificed. That was against my biology. For God's sake, I don't have a bed. Do I sleep well on the floor? It's okay, but it's not perfect. So of course I would sleep better with a mattress even. I kind of torture myself with the eating that I don't I'm always hungry. I don't have a proper chair here in my apartment. Using the VR headset is a little bit of uncomfortable. If I had, or but I still could get back the 49-inch super wide monitor, that would be easier to use than VR headset. VR headset is more convenient because I can just change the view, I can change the size of the monitors and number of them. But normal use the normal monitor is more easy. So why do I have this motivation to go against my my biology, many parts of it? Well, it is the life work. It is the fact that I get bored. I want to do something, need to do something. the more I learn about the world of myself, the more I want. It's that kind of annoying human quality. Always has to get more. But yeah, this feeling that's pushing me is so strong, so important that I have sacrificed everything else for it. But is that good enough motivation to change my personality, become the developer? Of course, I I have access to blind motivation as well. It was in March that I discovered my philosophy or got the needed understanding of reality, of the world, universe, so that after that, I haven't needed to check it or find a better one, test it. It is perfect. I don't need to go back. After that, right away, I thought about it more, but as time has gone forward, I think about less and less. I kind of go more into this flow of living, not thinking about the big picture all the time. I get access to the blind motivation, blind excitement, which doesn't have any logical reason, or it has biological reason, maybe, but not in terms of my philosophy. That nothing explains clearly why I have motivation to push myself. So I could use that motivation to, yeah, so random. Yeah. Now I also thought that they have a choice. My motivation relies on or depends on logic a lot. If I realize that I don't have a choice, that gives me immediate motivation because if it just makes sense logically to do something, then I will do it. Or if I don't have motivation, then I will go find motivator. So if something is logical, I need to do it. It's not just that I want to do it. I need to do it. And if I face some pressure that hey, I this is uncomfortable, then I will go to the go to my philosophy to find that logical motivation. Does it make sense to have motivation? Or I will test the logic. And if it still makes sense, then I will change myself do self improvement to be able to then execute that that logical thing. But yeah, so I work very much with logic. So if I think that there is no other choice, that will give me immediate motivation. That will kind of break some walls in my brain. Do I have a choice? What are other option? So other option would be to wait, just continue, chill. But now that I have started to think, that developer thought, I'm kind of curious. I started to get curious. How would it feel like? Is it possible? Also, now that I'm questioning whether I even have a choice, I get curious. Without me questioning, it kind of leaves it unclear, uncertain, and that wouldn't maybe give me excitement to or interest continue wondering. So it's very good idea to to really hmm, I'm too tired. Well, to ask questions and think things through. If I think logically, is there really a choice? Energy saver. Oh no, 30%. Okay, it looks less. Mm, yeah, I will see if it rapidly goes down. I had left this laptop drain battery completely. I don't know how long it was without any charge. So maybe damaged the battery. But yeah, so do I have a choice? I'm thinking of putting a charger on. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Okay. Right. So did you start to wait? Yes, plugged in. Do I have a choice? What is the other option? Waiting it out. If I think, consider Ajarak, can I even use it without developing my leadership skills, qualities? From my experience, I think it's very clear that I don't have a choice. Of course, I could hold on a few months, maybe a year or two, but if I think about it, at some point, I think I would try it at least. The same thing with the Ajarak. It has been years when I started building it, but I haven't still gotten it to use. But I knew that there was no choice. There was no real option. I had to try it because after I figured it out or got the vision, got the experience on it, I just couldn't let it go. This I think is very similar. It is quite exciting thought of becoming a developer, or I don't even know what it would be, what it would feel like, because I would be another person. I would think differently. I would have a stronger mind. That would kind of mean that I will find more of my own hobbies, interests that the lack of has kind of moved me towards this life work. So is it possible that I find some niche interest, for example, for game development, that I will abandon this life work? I doubt it a lot, but it could mean that I find just my own way of doing. I find more motivation to become an expert on more things. And mainly, I think it would mean that I would rely less on others to guide me to direct me of what to do for this life work, that I would be more active on doing the work myself, deciding what to do, because then I wouldn't need others. I don't need others to guide me. I have ideas already. I can come up with million more. So I can spend my time just doing my own thing, offering it to people, humanity, and if they are always um, wait, why don't I come up with the word rejected, then I'll just continue on other topics, other projects. Becoming a developer, building my person. Yeah, this is really feels like tipping point for me, that as I mentioned, we talked that I should let go of that other vision, that part of me that still believes maybe that that could happen, that it wants it. I will, even if right now still my feelings, what's easy for me, I would choose that. It's still on that side. I'm very close to the 50% mark, that both visions are equally easy, equally attractive, very close. Now with the Ajarak, I feel like that will get me to the other side, where yeah, I think when I get Ajarak to the point where I don't want to, or don't see any possibility of me giving it away anymore, or getting, that means I'm over the edge. There's no coming back anymore. How can I ever go hiking to some mountains and just be with my empty thoughts if I can't access them anymore? If I have always some Ajarak visual structure, thoughts running there constantly, and my thoughts wandering to what's happening in the world. Yeah, yeah, there is no option. I don't know how quickly I can make change, build a new character, lose all those feelings, customs that I have been doing, getting, for example, not being interested, trying to forget everything, trying to avoid responsibilities. Those are my characters still, or part of my character. But I don't need them anymore in this new vision. So how hard it is to change that, change them. I don't know. But yeah, this is very interesting. Very interesting. Building a new character. Because that I use that thought when I consider if I like something. For example, I do I like Ajarak? If I use the old character that I still am, I don't like that Ajarak. If I use the new one, I suddenly like it. So it's like a switch. So if I want to feel happy, I need to use the new one that I haven't created yet, but still I have a vision for it. So I can use it already. Oh, changing personality. And someone could argue that I don't really change anything. This is who I have been always, but how I see it is that I'm changing something that would naturally occur from outside. So motivation, pressure, I'm doing this myself. I don't know. Now it's already past midnight. I'll check the files, put new files to the queue for the night, try to sleep. I need to do a lot of thinking, a lot of. But yeah, it was very, very good that I got to test this out for the first time. I will drop the resolution to 720p at least. If I use the laptop, I can use this setup, of course, with my PC as well. It would have been easier, but I decided to do this instead. And the mic worked very well. I didn't, or I don't have 3.5 millimeter port on my laptop. It was surprising. I thought that there was, but no. But I used a, what is it called? A connector, 3.5 to USB-C. That worked. And I'm thinking that I can use the same one to my PC I have USB-C port there, so maybe that works. Then I will, yeah, I can use this mic for that as well, which should have better audio quality. Maybe I'm not sure. West microphone is very close to the mouth. Yeah, I think this was it.